Have you ever just wished your car could drive itself so you could play a game or, watch a movie? Well, guess what? That future, it's not so far away. In fact, it's pretty much already here. Today, we're going to dive into the absolutely amazing world of self-driving cars.
Seriously, just picture this. A car pulls up to your curb, the doors slide open, and you look inside and, whoa, there's no steering wheel, no pedals. That's a real car that's being designed. It's called the Tesla Cybercab, and the idea is simple. Your only job is to be the passenger. I know, it sounds like it's straight out of a science fiction movie, but it's becoming science fact, and it's happening fast.
So how is that even possible? A car with nobody at the wheel? It just seems impossible, right? But it's not exactly magic. Well, not the hocus-pocus kind anyway. It's the magic of some really, really clever technology.
But here's the thing that might really surprise you. This whole dream of a car that drives itself, it isn't new, not at all. People have actually been imagining and trying to build this for almost 100 years. Okay, let's jump in a quick time machine. First stop, 1873. Surprise, this is when the very first electric car was invented, way before the gasoline cars we're all used to. Now fast forward a bit. Picture this. It's 1925, we're in New York City, and a car called the American Wonder is just cruising down the street with nobody inside. It was actually being driven by remote control from another car right behind it. Pretty wild, huh? Then let's jump to 2008. Tesla shows up and suddenly makes electric cars super cool. All of these moments, they paved the way to today, where actual robot taxis are driving on our streets. For real.
So, yeah, the dream is old, but the tech is brand new. So now it's time to pull back the curtain and take a look at the secret superpowers that make these incredible cars actually work.
To drive, you gotta see what's around you, right? So how do these robot cars do it? I mean, they don't have eyes like we do. They have something even more powerful.
So there are kind of two main ways they do this, like having different kinds of superpowers. Over on the left, that's a Waymo car. It uses a whole bunch of different sensors. It's got cameras, sure, but it also has radar, which is kind of like a bat's sonar to sense things far away, even in fog. And it's got something called LiDAR, which shoots out these tiny invisible laser beams to build a perfect 3D map of everything. It's like it's living in a video game. Then on the right, you've got Tesla's way of doing things. It focuses almost entirely on cameras, like super-powered eyes, and connects them to a ridiculously smart computer brain that figures out what everything is.
Okay, so the car can see in every direction all at once. That's amazing. But just seeing stuff is only half the battle. How does it know what to do with all that information? In other words, how does it think?
This is where the real magic is. It's what we call a superbrain, a type of artificial intelligence, or AI for short. Now, this brain has basically gone to driving school by watching millions and millions of hours of real-life driving videos. It's learned what to do in pretty much any situation you can imagine. And here's the most important part. It can actually predict what other cars, or maybe a person on a bike, or someone walking, might do next. It can see someone looking down at their phone by the road and guess, hey, that person might step out without looking.
And this isn't just some cool experiment tucked away in a secret lab somewhere. Nope. This technology is already out on the road. Robot taxis are here, right now. I'm serious. If you're in certain cities in China, like Wuhan, you can just call up a robo-run taxi from a company called Baidu. And over in America, in cities like Phoenix and San Francisco, Waymo cars are picking people up and dropping them off all day long. We are talking thousands and thousands of driverless rides every single week.
And get this number. Just in the city of Wuhan alone, people took over 732,000 robo-taxi rides in just 1 year. This is not a small test anymore. This is quickly becoming a normal way to get around town.
So we know how they work, and we know they're here. But what does this actually mean for us, for our world? Let's take a look at how this technology is about to change, well, pretty much everything.
Okay, first things first, the price. A huge chunk of what you pay for in a taxi or a rideshare goes to paying the human driver, right? Makes sense. But a robot driver, it doesn't need a salary, and that means the cost of a ride could drop a lot. A trip that costs about $2 a mile today could cost as little as 25 cents a mile in a robotaxi. That is a massive difference.
All right, now for the most important part, safety. A robot car never gets tired. It doesn't get distracted by its phone. It doesn't get angry at other drivers. Now this chart here compares how many miles are driven before an accident happens. And just look at that difference. The car with the superbrain can travel so much farther without a crash compared to the average human driver. It's a game changer.
So,
What does this all add up to? Well, it means a world with way fewer accidents, which is just incredible. It also means less traffic, because these smart cars can all talk to each other to keep things moving smoothly. And, best of all, it just means more fun for us, the passengers.
This technology also just blows the doors open for so many people. Elderly folks or people with disabilities who can't drive, they're going to have so much more freedom and independence. And just imagine a family road trip where the parents can actually play games with their kids the whole time instead of just staring at the road for hours.
Now, of course, a huge change like this is going to affect jobs. I mean, there might be fewer jobs for human drivers in the future, that's true. But it also creates brand new jobs for all the people who have to design, build, and take care of these fleets of robotaxis. It's just a natural part of how technology moves our world forward.
And all of this, it brings us to the most exciting part of the whole story, you. Because this technology isn't just about cars, it's about how you are going to live and travel in the future.
So, I want to leave you with this question. When you're older, and you get into a car to go to school or over to a friend's house, and that car is driving itself, what are you going to do with all that extra time? Will you read a book? Watch a movie? Maybe finish your homework? The future is coming way faster than you think, and it is going to be one incredible ride.
Hello, Future Commanders! 欢迎来到魔法未来城。我是你们的首席领航员。想象一下，如果汽车有了自己的眼睛和大脑，不再需要人类驾驶，我们的生活会变成什么样？今天，我们要一起揭开无人驾驶的神秘面纱。在出发之前，先来认识一下我们的主角——无人驾驶 （Autonomous Driving）。无人驾驶，无人驾驶。还有赋予汽车灵魂的机器人 robot， 机器人，机器人。刚才提到了无人驾驶，那现在的车里到底发生了什么变化呢？快看，在这些新型车里，连方向盘和刹车踏板都不见了。这是因为汽车拥有了一个超级大脑，这种能像人类一样思考的技术，我们叫它人工智能 Artificial Intelligence， 人工智能，人工智能。其实，人类变聪明的过程就像玩游戏升级一样，我们从第1级的马车慢慢升级到燃油车，再到现在的网约车。而我们要挑战的最终关卡，就是让 AI 接管一切。这个不断升级变强的过程，就是进化 evolution， 进化，进化。既然汽车已经完成了进化，那它除了拉我们去上学，还能做什么呢？它竟然能自己赚钱。当你睡觉时，它能自动出去接客。这种不需要你出门干活就能到手的财富，有一个很酷的名字，被动收入 passive income， 被动收入，被动收入。你可能会问，这么厉害的车一定很贵吧？其实，科技正让它变得越来越便宜。以前昂贵的零件，现在的价格已经大幅下降了。其中最关键的一个精密零件，就像是无人车的魔眼，激光雷达 LiDAR， 激光雷达，激光雷达。有了便宜的零件，还需要比人类更厉害的本事。人类司机需要睡觉，会累，但 AI 司机从不休息，还能360度全方位看清路况。这种不知疲倦的本事，极大地提高了我们的办事速度，也就是效率 efficiency， 效率，效率。正因为效率高，无人车可以全天候工作。当你还在梦乡里和独角兽玩耍时，你的车正在大街上不停地为你赚取金币。 这种一天24小时、一周7天不停歇的状态，我们叫它全天候24/7 operation， 全天候。所以，未来的买车不再是单纯的消费，而是一种投资。想象一个会自己跑的储蓄罐，当你算上买车、用电和运营的所有费用后，你会发现这种汽车的总体拥有成本 （Total Cost of Ownership） 总体拥有成本其实非常划算。不过，魔法也有它带来的烦恼。如果机器把工作都干完了，那出租车叔叔怎么办？驾驶学校还会存在吗？科技的进步就像石头扔进水里，会产生一圈圈的波纹，带来巨大的社会影响 （social impact）。社会影响。这种影响最直接的表现，就是一些传统的职业感受到了压力。就像现在的网约车司机和教练们，他们正面临着巨大的挑战。这种紧迫的情况，我们称之为职业危机 （job crisis）。职业危机。面对危机，我们该怎么办呢？记住，永远不要和24小时不吃不喝的机器去比拼体力。硬碰硬是行不通的，我们必须要学会改变自己的思维，去努力适应 adaptation， 适应环境的变化。其实 AI 并不是要取代你的对手，它只是你手里的一根魔法杖。魔法杖虽然有力，但它没有灵魂。只有当你发挥出人类独有的才华时，它才能变出奇迹。这种宝贵的才华就是创造力 （creativity）。创造力。那么，未来的指挥官需要练习哪些本领呢？除了创造力，你还要学会独立思考，不盲从别人的意见。这种能分析是非、看清真相的思考方式，叫做批判性思维 （critical thinking）。批判性思维。现在的你不需要去记繁琐的代码，而是要学会把 AI 工具挂在自己的工具袋上，让 AI 去执行最累的活，为你原本的想法增加能量。这种给能力加倍的过程，就是赋能。亲爱的指挥官们，无人驾驶时代已经开启。学习和了解 AI 工具，让 AI 给你赋能，用你的创造力创造出属于你自己的未来城。
Today, we traveled through the wonder world of the future and witnessed the autonomous driving technology that is reshaping our planet. As you saw in the photos from the Apollo Go robotaxis bustling through city streets in China, a Tesla's navigating roads in the United States, the era of mass-produced self-driving cars is no longer a dream. It is right at our doorstep. Remember, history shows us that every major technological breakthrough is, at its heart, a step forward for social progress. While it may challenge old jobs, it also frees us from repetitive labor so we can reach for the stars. As future commanders, we must look beyond just the magic of these machines. We must use our critical thinking to understand the duality of technology. It is both a super tool for efficiency and a new responsibility for us to manage wisely. Change is not something to fear. The only thing to fear is to stop thinking. As long as you stay curious and keep empowering your mind, you will always be the master of technology. Before we sign off, I want to leave you with 2 tech revolutions to analyze using your critical thinking skills. What do you think? 1. The AI teacher. Imagine an AI teacher who knows everything and is available 24/7. It could give everyone in the world an equal chance to learn the pro, but can it give you the emotional encouragement and heart-to-heart support of a human teacher? The con? What do you think? 2. The automatic cooking factory. What if all food was perfectly prepared by robot restaurants? It would be very cheap, and no one would go hungry. The pro. But would we lose the culture of traditional cooking and the special soul of a meal made by mom? The con? What do you think? Final sign off. Commanders, write down your thoughts. The world of tomorrow is defined by your thinking today. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.